The fact is that we just got 8 wins. What do you think the main reason for that?
Well, I can't say in the beginning. I think my teammates was really relying on me to do too much. I think they wasn't as aggressive as they are now. And also, we've got some tough breaks on the other end as far as bad calls here and there. It's a few games where I felt like it just wasn't in our favor to win the ball game. No matter how well we played, it just wasn't there for us to win. And I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say without saying.
How are you going to evaluate your performance all throughout this season?
My performance?
Yeah.
Really not going to evaluate it at all. I mean, we're an 8-win team. I came here to develop these players, not to lead the league in scoring and to show that I can score. I've proven that. I wanted to prove that I could come over here and help them become better basketball players.
The Celtics, from the NBA, started to look for some veteran players to play, in the NBA. Would you be interested in that? Is there any possibility that you come back to the NBA and play?
I haven't really set my mind out. I haven't thought about it. I don't know. I mean,
还没想过这个问题。If possible, if everything will be set up for you, would you like to come back to Qingdao for the next season?
Absolutely. It's a great experience. Qingdao, not only the organization, but I think the city has really embraced me and made my trip. Made my trip worth coming. If I had to do it all over again, I would choose to come to Qingdao. Just a great experience, a great organization that treated me well, treated my other guys well, and it was a fun time. Now, don't misinterpret my words, meaning that. So I'm not saying that I'm coming back. I know how you guys can twist some shit up.
Okay. With the same equivalent, between the CBA and the NBA, the same conditions.
Man, you can't even put the CBA and the NBA in the same sentence. Please don't. There's no comparison.
Before you came to the league, you had a brief impression on this league. Coming to this point, what's your current impression on CBA league?
Well, CBA has some really good Chinese players, some good players that are developing. That I think one day, if they keep on getting better, maybe have a shot of putting more Chinese players in the NBA. But at the same time, as far as the Chinese league, they have a lot to learn. CBA should let the players determine the outcome of the game. Don't take away from some of these guys that play extremely hard every day and work hard to be good basketball players and a good basketball team. And I think, and it's so unfair. It's so unfair.
Next question: when we had 12 losing streak, what?
Really?
Yeah. When we had that 12 wins.
We're not a team that should lose 12 games.
他说我们不应该是一个输12场比赛的球队。
We're not that bad.
What's the mentality between that moment and the moment when it just came?
Well, I think when you're in a struggle like that, I think as a leader you have to keep everybody motivated. It's just easy for the guys to get down on themselves, to blame themselves, and to go in a shell and not really bring the best out of themselves. When at that time, you got to dig deep and keep on pushing. I mean, everybody go through some adversity in a season. That builds the character and tests your character.
When you go back to the States, when your kids ask about your experience in China, what do you want to tell them most?
Well, they already know a little bit of it because my wife took some of the video footage back. They see, wherever I go on the road, they see the love, the mayhem from the fans, from the airport to the time we pull up to the hotel and at the games. So they see that, and they just know, I guess, how big of an impact that I have over here, and how much love that I get from the Chinese fans. And they know, they already know.
You know, did any was there any behaviors from the fans that really bothered you, that really annoyed you?
No, not at all. I mean, all the support was great.
他说所有球迷的支持都非常的棒，对不对？
No, it got overwhelming at times. It was, you know,
有的时候是有点过激的。
couldn't really breathe. Every time you turn up, you got a big crowd of people, and you know, as an individual, you want a peace of mind. You just want to relax at times, and
作为
it was hard to
作为
do
他个人
that.
来说的话，有的时候确实需要平静的这种心态。
But it was great. I mean,
但是
I
这种感觉非常棒。
couldn't ask for better fans. I mean, you have to be grateful for that.
What's your plan for the next few days?
While I'm here,
yeah, while in China. What's your plan for the next few days?
just finish up some final touches and, you know, pack my stuff up and, you know, I don't know, just talk to the club and go home and be with my family.
Are you going to take your kids back to China to take a look around?
Yeah, I want to try to bring them over in the summertime.
他想夏天的时候带他们来。
Yeah, hopefully I have some activities over here, and while they're out of school, I think it'll be a good experience for them. I'm sure my Chinese fans want to see them in person as well.
From being an elite scorer in the NBA to a brand new role model in the CBA that created opportunities for your teammates. What did that change mean to you?
Well, it was a change that I embraced. It meant a lot for me to see the maturation process from how these guys started in the beginning of the season until how they've grown throughout the course of the season. And that was my mentality of coming over here. Again, what am I going to prove coming over here, leading this league and scoring? What am I proving, really? Like, I wasn't trying to take over the team and be as aggressive as I was in the past. I just want to develop these guys, and I'm going to continue to do that. Coming over here, help these guys become better basketball players, have a better understanding for the game, better IQ, see different things on the basketball court, and that's what I want to do over here in China, because I think it's a lot of, you know, a lot of the knowledge missing from the game and the way they see the game.
Looking back to the whole season, which aspect of your performance that make you most satisfied?
As a team or individual?
Individual.
That's a good question. I don't know, man.
In China, you got a very high reputation and you know, high popularity. What do you really want to say to the fans that has been supporting you over the past years?
I've been saying that all along. You know, every chance I get, I always thank the fans, man. And it's unbelievable. They made this journey worthwhile. And, you know, at times where I felt like I didn't think I was going to be able to make it all the way through. Just seeing all the support, and, you know, every time I go on the road, just seeing that love, you know, that I get, just made my stay just worthwhile, you know. And
you've been living in China for so long, such a long time, you know. So outside of the basketball court, what makes you feel most interesting that in terms of what you have done, you know? Is it Chinese food, or watching the Beijing Opera, or something else? What's the most interesting thing?
Well, I think it's a little bit everything. Just really understanding the culture and just trying out different things. Stepping outside of your comfort zone is what I tried to do. Trying, you know, different Chinese foods. Going to see the Beijing Opera. You would have asked me to do something like that a couple years ago. There's no way I would have went and saw a Beijing Opera show or tried Chinese food. But I think I just wanted to embrace the culture, and I wanted to try out different things.
Next question: if you had a chance, one chance to choose to make a decision, you know, before you came, would you like to join Qingdao, or would you like to join a team that qualified for the CB championship?
No, this is more of a challenge of coming to a team that's never went to the playoffs. I think that's more gratifying if you to lead that team to the playoffs and possibly a championship. It's more gratifying doing that. Because it's more of a challenge, and I think leading Qingdao to a championship is it's a more gratifying feeling than coming here to play where they have multiple championships.